been complaining to a few people here that my husband has messed up my speech. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to go off script right now and pick up on something that you mentioned about Jewish people being persecuted all over the world. And then there are Indian Jews, and both of those things I'm very, very familiar with. For those of you who don't know, Jewish ended up in India 2,000 years ago as refugees. And according to all Jewish diplomats, a lot of people who understand the history know that India is the only country other than Israel where there is no anti-Semitism. Jewish are not persecuted. And I'm very, very proud of that. My adoptive family is a Jewish family because they practically adopted me, Indian Jewish. My uncle is an Indian Jew. And recently I was talking to someone who calls me sister, an Indian Jew I recently met him. And he said that, did you know that Indian Jews don't eat beef out of respect for their host country? And I'm like, after 2,000 years, this is not a host country. This is not a country. But the amount of the commander, he says that India is my motherland and Israel is my fatherland. And he speaks my language. It looks like me, he eats my food, but it's true. So it's incredible to go off script. So namaste and good evening, everyone. I am incredibly privileged and honored to be here with you all. Deep gratitude to Temple B'nai Shalom for hosting the event, and a very high regard for the team at Jewish Federation of Greater Metrowest for embarking on this impactful initiative and organizing the larger community around it. And thank you for inviting me to join in. As Rabbi Tobey mentioned, I'm a Hindu clergy, and I'm happy to share some of my thoughts based on ancient Eastern philosophy of Hinduism on the topic of coming together in harmony and love. Many of you would agree that the world today is becoming increasingly polarized. We are splintering ourselves in smaller subsections of humanity, dividing ourselves in tribes. People are trying to hold on to meaning and understanding of themselves, defining themselves by groups they are part of and the groups they are not part of. Rather than focusing on our overwhelming commonalities, we double down on exaggerating the differences. So how do we break down these limiting barriers and find our way to each other? How do we love, accept, and respect each other? What is our role here? So I want to touch upon one core concept of Hinduism. It's called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, translated as the world is one family. If you have attended any of the Indian events or any religious events or anywhere this phrase you will be familiar with. So it's kind of like our body, which has different parts. We have hands, we have legs, we have fingers, we have hair, but it's all part of one body. That way we all look different, but we are still part of one global family. And the ultimate goal of the Hinduism is about realizing yourself as a divine self. It's called self-realization. It's realizing the self, that we are all divinity incarnate. We are not just God's children. We are part of God. We carry the part of God, or we are the God, as we say in Hinduism. And I will give you an example. My teacher gives this example. Divinity exists within me and everywhere else around me. So it is within animals, it is within plants, it is within everything that we see. There is a divinity in there. Think about ocean and the waves. We are all waves, and ocean is a divinity. Waves are born out of the ocean. They exist in the ocean, and they merge back into the ocean. Each wave is the ocean. You pick up a cup of water from the ocean. What are you holding? The entire ocean in your hand. All attributes of ocean is in your hand. Pick up another cup. Same thing. Cups are different. It's the same ocean. Same divinity that we all have. And I also wanted to point out a dialogue between the sage Ramana Maharishi. So my very close Jewish friend, I won't give a name, he follows Ramana Maharishi's teaching. He's a very, very popular sage with the Western world. There's a dialogue between him and his disciple. So the question is, how do we treat others? How do we treat others? And the answer, there are no others. Can I drop the mic? This is the great wisdom of Hinduism. It's a profound realization that can, in small doses, come with spiritual growth. I'm squinting, I think I need my glasses. So let's focus on ourselves. If we simply go inwards and contemplate on this question, who am I? What is my true essence? We can find an answer that connects us with everything around us. Seeing ourselves reflected in others resolves many conflicts. Like a mother sees herself reflected in her children, there is no conflict. Personally, I get inspired by giant personalities like Mahatma Gandhi with his non-violence movement and how he inspired the world's leaders. Swami Vivekananda, who brought Hinduism to the West in 1893. And a living icon, the 14th Dalai Lama, who is living in permanent exile in India since 1959. He is a guest of the Indian government. And Buddhism was born in India, so it completes a full circle. There is a lot to learn from these many, many giant personalities that came before us. And we can pick whoever that resonates with us. At this point, I like to acknowledge my guru, Swami Parthasarathi, for his wisdom and advice. He's over 90 years old. He says, and he's tough, he's like grandfather, don't focus on fixing others. All of you say, I am all right, everything's fine with me, you need to be fixed. And then we judge. When we build strong opinions about others, we could be doing a great injustice. We are not equipped with the full knowledge or the full context to play the judge and the jury. The world is strangely being a victim of manipulated misinformation meant to divide and pit groups against each other. Let's not succumb to that. And one last point, also from my guru, he often quotes Maurice Maeterlinck, if I'm saying it right. But this quote he often puts up, and we look at it and he discusses it in great detail. He says there are no evil in the world. So happy and blessed hour, when wickedness stands forth, revealed as goodness, bereft of his guard. Wickedness is a goodness that doesn't have a guide. There is no such thing as wickedness in the world, especially when you go within and you see that you are the divinity and everybody is a divinity. There is no wickedness, there is lack of guidance. Let me end with a wish for my Jewish brothers and sisters and friends here. Happy Rosh Hashanah. May you have a blessed high holidays and a wonderful year to look forward to. What a great way to kick off New Year's with bringing the community together and starting a dialogue towards harmony and togetherness. Let me end with a prayer. Asito ma satgamaya tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschidu bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The translation is, lead me from unreal to real. Unreal is the differences we see. Unreal is when you see clay parts. That's unreal, clay parts. What is real is the clay. If you see the clay, that's real. So lead me from unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. Lead me from death to immortality. May all be happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is auspicious. May no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace.